Hi, everybody, and welcome again to the Center Lane, a political debate, the silent majority. Those of us who want to find common ground, who are in the middle, who are all right with compromise. Yes, we do exist. There's a lot of us. I think we're the majority. I hope we're the majority, anyways, right? Anyways, I just was going to talk a little bit today about what most people probably, if you're following us at all, have already figured out is Trump is definitely going to be the GOP nominee. There's just, it's just no way that anyone's going to catch him unless something happens to him as far as physically, an illness or, God forbid, death. Or as Tucker Carlson would say, someone's going to shoot him soon. I don't know what that's all about. He's got some, he likes to grab headlines too, but I think you start going there, you get yourself in some trouble. But, that's his problem. Anyways, Trump is, if you can't believe for any other reason, a couple things that really stand out to me why I'm almost ensured that he's going to get it. One, and the biggest reason is money. Since the debates last week, some of the candidates, had some good calls. Sanders got $1 million. Haley got $1 million. Trump, since he was indicted for that fourth indictment, has raised almost $10 million. $10 million. Holy mackerel. And I got to tell you this, it's almost like a stroke of genius, but those T-shirts with his mugshot, he's peddling those things. He's wearing it. He's leaning into this stuff, and it's paying off. So the guy knows how to make money, So there's no doubt about that, and his team. So it's going to be Biden versus Trump unless, something happens on the Democratic side with Biden and his health. It's alarming because they're both really old. Funny little story, me and my wife were watching, the news the other day, and something had happened when they wanted to question Biden, and he was out getting a coffee or something, one of these places, getting a smoothie or whatever, and he's walking out of the place. He's got a ball cap on and, a little hat, little glasses on and stuff, and me and my wife just look at each other and go, oh my God, he's old. He's just so old. He looks like a little old man, which, I guess he is. And I saw Trump not too long ago either on TV. I thought the same thing. Oh my God, if you catch them like in their real moments, not when they're kind of with the makeup and everything and the right lighting and just in everyday life, both those guys they're getting up there, man. So anyways, Trump, he's going to be the nominee. I think that the only thing that's really standing in his way now is, like I said, is probably health. I can't see anything else happening to him that could possibly sidetrack him. He's a runaway locomotive. Why are the other guys staying in? I don't know. It's like, here's the deal. All the other candidates are racing for the silver medal. Is that good? I don't know. Usain Bolt won a lot of gold medals, and Carl Lewis back in the day, he won a bunch of gold medals too. Who came in second? Anybody remember? I don't remember. Nobody remembers, right? So it's kind of, I guess they all have their reasons for wanting to run, to up their profile or to maybe set themselves up for 2028. But guess what? Here's a scary thought, and it occurred to me. Trump, Biden, they have an election. Say Biden wins. He's the incumbent. He'll be hard to beat regardless, just because of that fact alone. Trump, of course, claims that it was rigged and he was cheated again. And there's a real hard percentage of people that will believe him. And in 2028, he'll only be 81. And you know what? He might run again. And he may not be quite as powerful as he is now, but he still might have enough to get him over the finish line. So that's got to be something in the back of all these guys' minds. It's like, man, how am I ever going to, when's it going to be my turn? And it might be a while. It could be another 8 years before Trump's truly out of the picture. I hate to say that, but I think it's a very, very big possibility that he could, if he doesn't win, come back in 28 and try again if he's in any even decent health. Honestly, I listen to him, in interviews and stuff, and they talk about Biden where he's like, oh, Biden doesn't, he's asleep all the time, doesn't know what he's talking about and this and that. And maybe some of that's true. He does definitely look, like I said, when he walked out of that place with a smoothie in his hand, he looked old, and he looked a little bit confused. But I have heard him speak, and he does still have a grasp on, I believe, are, the things he needs to know as far as being president, at least the most of it. But I've heard Trump's interviews lately, and he just rambling, nonsensical, not saying much of anything, contradicting himself constantly. Nobody gets a pass for it. He gets a pass for it because he's just so popular, because he he's been able to do that. It's really incredible. You know, if you look back, I think history's going to look back at this guy and go, holy crap, you know, how'd he do it? Well, he's got personality. He does. Give it to him. He's got it. Another thing I want to touch on real quick, and I'm going to wrap it up here, is Nikki Haley said something I found very interesting. She said that the Senate is a very expensive nursing home right now. And, you know, she's right. I was giving that some thought. We got, you know, everybody's heard about Mitch McConnell and his issues. 81 years old. Up until 2021, here's a scary one for you. I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but there's a ranking of what happens if the president dies, who's next. So in a nutshell, the first four people is the president, the vice president, the Speaker of the House, and the Senate pro tem. So in 2021, our first four people were Biden, old and something could happen. Kamala Harris, she's not the most popular, but say God forbid something happened to the both of them or whatever. That brings you to who was in charge of the House at that time, Nancy Pelosi, 83 years old at the time, 82. And after her, Chuck Grassley. He was 88. So our first four people, three of the first four people were 80 or above. That's something that we really have to revisit because that's just crazy. And now that Grassley, he's no longer in that position. The senator out of Senator Murphy out of Washington State is now in the fourth position. She's 72. She's the youngster, besides Kamala, you know, which obviously we go to the vice president first. But, you know, things happen. So it's something that we, you know, we have to think about as a country, how we want to go about this. I mean, yeah, just because you're old doesn't mean you don't have anything going for and you can't do the job. But Haley's idea of having a competency test for 75 and above, I say have it at 35 and above. As soon as you're running for president, just make sure you have basic competency skills because, you know, we are human beings and anything can happen in a mental state as far as that goes along too, you know. Look at Bruce Willis, 68 years old with dementia. I mean, things can happen, is my point. And so why not just make it across the board and make it fair for everybody? If you're going to start singling out 75-year-olds, what about a 70-year-old that's got dementia? You know, get rid of all that and just say, okay, guess what? You're going to run for president, you're going to take a competency test, or even any high office. And then from there, you're going to, every 5 years, you're going to have to take another one, and those results need to be made public. We deserve to know what's going on with these people. I mean, they have a lot of power, you know? They have a lot of power. I still think the business runs our economy, but government sure gets in the way a lot. But that's a whole other topic for another podcast, right? Anyways, thanks for tuning in. If you like this, go ahead and hit the like down there, or subscribe, better yet. Some comments would be great. And also, if you go to my channel, Dick Nixon, I've got a book, actually a free audio book that I'm uploading chapter at a time, and almost done with the book too. So if you're interested in something like that, give it a whirl. Check it out. All right. You have a great day.